Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, osia dem yopo.
To the debate on the 2025 Media Fiscal Policy Review, particularly on the important subject matter of road development. Mr. Speaker, as a former Minister for Roads and Highways, and also a member of the Roads and Transport Committee, I've had the opportunity to carefully look at the list of projects presented under what the government calls the Big Push Program. And I must say, Mr. Speaker, with the greatest of respect, this so much talked about push is neither balanced, nor big, nor strategic. I say this because, Mr. Speaker, I believe strongly that it's just a political program rather than economic efficient program. One, Mr. Speaker, the list of programs of roads is heavily skewed towards certain regions in the country, completely neglecting Greater Accra region and Ashanti region. Mr. Speaker, these regions are the most urbanized regions. They are the most or the densely populated regions. The two regions alone, Mr. Speaker, account for over 35% of the Ghanaian population and the heartbeat, the economic heartbeat of our country. And if you are embarking on a road program to promote economic development and you conspicuously eliminate these particular regions, how are you going to explain this to Ghanaians? Mr. Speaker, earlier on, the honorable minister was in the northern region and said that the previous administration deployment of road had concentrated on certain regions. I believe he was referring to Ashanti region and Greater Accra region. I think that it makes sense. But he went ahead that this time he is going to go ahead and also do other regions in terms of the roads. For me, that is not fair to the country. That is not strategic. Because you build roads where there are human beings, a lot of densely populated people, communities. You build roads which will connect economic centers. That will drive economic development and economic growth. So for him to say that it's concentrated on the densely populated regions is not fair, and it is not the kind of development that will bring will bring collective development in the country.
Remember, did you say there are no human beings?
No, I said they are not densely populated regions. That's no. Mr. Speaker, let's not belittle the point I'm making.
No,
the point I'm making is
honorable member, I just asked a question. My attention has been drawn to something, so we can do the honorable thing. Did you say there are no human beings?
I didn't hear.
Did you say there are no human beings in those regions?
No. What I meant, if I
no, honorable member, did you say so or you did not say so?
Let me speak. Mr. Speaker, I don't want that to distract the very important point that I'm making. If I said there are no human beings, that's not what I meant. I withdraw that. But listen to me what I mean.
The word withdrawn.
Belittle the very important point I'm trying to make. Mr. Speaker, the work that I've done, Mr. Speaker, I hope you are noting the distractions. The work that I've done in this country, whether in public office and in private office, I have had the experience of traveling across the country. There are some roads.
Honorable members, apart from Asenso Boakye, all others should resume their seats. All others, kindly resume your seats. All others, kindly resume your seats, apart from Asenso Boakye. All others, kindly resume your seats. Honorable Asenso Boakye, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, the work that I've done in my life, whether public or private, has taken me around this country. There are some places you can travel for 50 to 100 kilometers. You won't see communities, you won't see human beings. But there are some places that you travel 100 kilometers, 30 kilometers, and you will see densely populated communities, and you will see economic centers. When you have limited resources, this is where you should build your road. Mr. Speaker, basic economic theory teaches us that when resources are scarce, when you are in financial constraints, you prioritize. And that's exactly that's what I'm saying. If my opponents don't understand this, I don't know what else they will understand. Mr. Speaker, I also see abandonment of strategic ongoing roads under the Bridge Push program.
No,
Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Minister of Roads today rightly acknowledged that the Accra-Kumasi Road is the most, as a planner, I will call it the most important road in the country. The roads with the most traffic. And already, as a result of effort to bring interventions to increase mobility and enhance traffic flow, there are a series of interventions on that corridor. One of such interventions is the rehabilitation of the existing road. Many parts are deteriorated. I'm an MP from Kumasi. Every week I'm on the road. There are interventions going on that particular road. As I speak, the big push did not capture. Mr. Speaker, another area that the big push did not capture is the ongoing bypasses. There are 4 important bypasses going on. One at Osino, one at Enyem, one at Enyeresi, one at Konongo. Mr. Speaker, yesterday I came from Kumasi, and when I reached Konongo, I spent over 2 hours in traffic in Konongo. It's because of this reason. It's because of this reason that is why the interventions are being implemented. Listen to me. It's because of this that is why the interventions are being implemented. As we speak, these bypasses has achieved very significant achievement rates. For instance, bypass from Osino, the southbound, has achieved 78%. Osino northbound, 68%. Enyinem bypass, 58%. Enyinem bypass northbound, 100%. So they have all achieved significant completion rates. Mr. Speaker, what stops the government from completing these bypasses that will reduce the travel time from Accra to Kumasi by 3 hours? Now the minister is saying that they are going to construct a 6-lane expressway, totally different from the existing intervention. First of all, the president, with the greatest of him, the greatest of respect to the president, he was in Kumasi a couple of weeks ago. Will you listen to me? Listen to sense, wisdom. Listen to wisdom.
Honorable Asenso Boakye.
Listen to words of wisdom and stop the heckling.
Honorable members, Honorable Asenso Boakye, to say that they should listen to sense. Please, kindly withdraw listening to sense.
What I mean is that they should listen to words of wisdom. Mr. Speaker,
kindly withdraw listening to sense.
They are not allowing me to flow because they know I'm making a good point.
Honorable Asenso Boakye, will you withdraw listening to sense?
Mr. Speaker, I withdraw listening to sense and replace it with listening to words of wisdom.
Thank you very much. You can make progress. You can go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, Basic economic theory tells us that resources, when we know that they are scarce, we have to prioritize. And already there are existing interventions. If you are able to complete these bypasses, it will reduce the travel time by 3 hours. Then what will be left is 98 kilometers of undualized road. For me, that is where the government should concentrate on and complete. Once that's completed, we would have a dualized road from Accra to Kumasi. But the president was in Kumasi the other day, with the greatest of respect to the president. He said that they are going to construct a new expressway. And he went ahead to say that it will start next year and it will be completed at the end of his term. Mr. Speaker, the Minister of Roads is here today. He told the media that they have now hired a consultant to do feasibility studies. If you have not conducted feasibility study, you don't know the extent of the work. You don't even know how much it will cost. On what basis did the president tell the nation that the project will start next year and complete at the end of his term? What it means is that the minister didn't brief the president well. He got the president confused and he made the president only made a path rather than a rational statement. Mr. Speaker, there are also some critical roads. There are also some critical roads that are started that this bridge program has not captured. One of such roads is Kokobin and Nyakwanta Road. It's very important. Those of you who play on the Kumasi to Obuasi Road, you can see that you can sit in the traffic for about 5 hours. And last year, we began the construction of this road. The big push refused to capture this road. There's also Solawa, that the contract was signed last year. Solawa is a very important road. The big push didn't capture the road. At Tebubu Kwabidanso, when I was a minister, that road was under construction. Honorable Chumesi is here. When I was a minister, that road was under construction. It wasn't captured under the beach program. Mr. Speaker, the impact of this neglect is not abstract. It will affect productivity. It will affect national growth, and it will affect development. Mr. Speaker, another important one is the interchange. I have seen 1 or 2 interchanges that were not captured under the big push. One is the Takrady PTC. Of course, that project stopped because of the debt exchange program. And the same as the Nungwa interchange. I was hoping that given the importance of interchanges in unlocking mobility and helping in the development of the urbanized communities, I thought government would capture this in the big push, but it's not part of it. Mr. Speaker, I've also seen a deliberate misinformation and repackaging of existing roads as part of the big push, as though they initiated it. I have no problem with that. The constitution of this country enjoins us, enjoins every government to continue the projects of the previous government under the directive principle of state policy. But when you do so, you should recognize who started it. You should do so and recognize who started this. Development is a relay. It's not rivalry. That you package somebody's roads that you have started and say that you are the one doing it. Mr. Speaker, before I resume my seat, there's one thing that I also want to correct. The finance minister is on record. It's on record to have said that government secure loans to construct Swami and Ofanko interchanges, and we use it for other things. I think that's quite unfortunate, because we were all in this house when the government brought a loan facility of $750 million. At that time, Honorable the Finance Minister was either the chair of the finance committee or the minority leader. So he was part and parcel of the process. That facility was not for Ofanko project alone. It was not for Swami interchange alone. It was a multi the rest of the funds were to come from government of Ghana financing. It wasn't from loans. So it was completely misleading.
Honourable member, your time is up. I'm not controlling the time. I am not the timekeeper. I am not the timekeeper. Yes, yes. I will then proceed to give the floor to Honorable Kwame Agboja, Minister for Roads and Highways. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you very much, Speaker. I saw the way the Roads Minister sat down quietly to listen to the submissions by the former Roads Minister. The interjections were too many. Under normal circumstances, Speaker, respectfully, I wouldn't think that we should have, at least we should have given him a minute to even have rounded up. I expect our people to still sit in quietude, to listen. And
I remember, apart from requesting that unparliamentary words have been used, I don't think I have entertained any point of order. I have not. So nobody has interjected him. More so, I'm not in control of the time in any manner whatsoever. Yes. Honorable Minister for Roads and Highways. Honorable members, why? Honorable members, why? Honorable Minister, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker,
you have 15 minutes.
I thank you for the opportunity, and I wish my good friend, the former Minister for Roads, would have been in the chamber to listen. Mr. Speaker, I'll start from where he ended. Mr. Speaker, the Finance Minister is spot on when he said that part of the monies used for Ofanko and Swami interchange are loans. So I am not even sure what NPP is arguing. This House approved a loan of $750 million from Afri-Exim and said that we should use part of that money to do a Chairman 4 bridge. They decided to divert that and took it to Kumasi for the Swami interchange when the loan agreement for the Swami interchange fell off. So when they argued that we are not doing Swami interchange and Ofanko with loan, it is difficult for me to understand. Indeed, we took some of that money to those projects, yet the projects are not completed. So he hasn't said anything different. The Finance Minister didn't say that those projects were 10 key projects to be done by a loan. He says that you took a loan, you paid for those projects partly from the $750 million Afri-Exim money. And that is factual. So he hasn't said anything that is wrong. Mr. Speaker, my colleague also talked about why PTC is not part of Big Push. You know better than I do about this. When you came to this House about that so-called barter agreement with Honorable Amwakwata, Sino-Hydro, we told you that was not going to work. That no one was ready to take our bauxite and give us road. You said, oh, it's the most fantastic. With the Vice President Boakye holding a calabash in China, that we have gotten 15 billion Ghana cedi. It turns out that you came back here to convert the so-called barter agreement to a loan. Guess what? Sino-Hydro got angry and stopped working because when they raised certificate, we were unable to pay them. So we have to go to China and beg them that they should come back. And let me tell you this. It is true. Sino-Hydro has listened. They have decided to sign the agreement. They will be back to do the PTC runabout project. So you cannot put a project which is already with a Sino-Hydro under the Big Push. That is why it is not part of it. And you should know better about that.
Teach him.
How do you call it? I heard you also saying somewhere that you issued a statement saying that we are saying that President Akufo-Addo, well, we are trying to rubbish President Akufo-Addo's record of 10,800 kilometers. You were not here. He was standing here and said, we have built 10,800 kilometers of new roads, and he was doing us like that.
Remind him.
And I fact-checked him. I was the ranking. I fact-checked him. It was a lie. He never built 10,800 kilometers.
Honorable Minister, withdraw the word. It was a lie.
Mr. Speaker, I will not even belabor the point.
Very well.
I withdraw the lie.
Very
Mr.
well,
Speaker,
very well.
what the president said here was untrue. Yes. He never built 10,800 kilometers of new roads. And guess what? He compelled the ministry to issue a statement, and the statement says that, let me read. If Honorable Asenso, you can check, you still have some people at the ministry. And this is what the ministry issued, that Road Ministry confirms construction of 10,875 kilometers of new roads under President Akufo-Addo, Joy FM, because he compelled them to do that. Fortunately, the PRO who issued the statement is still my PRO today. I don't know how he feels today by issuing that statement and the reality of the day. You understand? So your press statement was needless. In fact, you are confirming what I have said. Mr. Speaker, my brother, you see, you have been a road minister for the Republic of Ghana. Is there just a small advice? The road minister of Republic of Ghana, it doesn't sit well where all your examples appears as if you haven't been to any other place in the country. It doesn't look well. Yes, I agree. Accra Kumasi have the biggest volume of traffic in the country. But when you give the impression that just because that is the biggest volume, what about the farmer growing yam in Yendi? Yes. Don't we have to take a road there to convey the yam for us to consume in Accra? So you think that just because there are more people in Accra and Kumasi, we should spend all our money in Accra and Kumasi? Okay, let me give you this. The reset of President Mahama means that we are not, and my brother.
Please, Honorable Bondi, resume your seat. Honorable Bondi, resume your seat. Honorable Minister, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, my good friend, the road minister, should just learn, former road minister, should just learn from his leader. Before I took the podium, he advised that when you were speaking, I never even moved my body. I listened to you. You were taking notes. Just, you see, I don't know why you are feeling uncomfortable. Just stay calm. Let me tell you this. And then you went as far as saying that we build roads where human beings are. I went around the 16 regions. When I got to OT region, there was no active road project going on in the OT region. Wow. Is that fair? Wow. Is that fair? Guess what? Reset means that we are taking road infrastructure to every part of the country. And if you don't like it, you can do whatever you like. When you come back, you can decide not to do road there. We shall take road everywhere we like. Mr. Speaker, you are not actually listening to yourselves. In one vein, you are complaining that we are not taking on some projects on big push. On another vein, you are saying that some of the projects you are taking on as big push are your projects. Imagine. Which one is which? Imagine. Do you want us to do the project or not? And guess what? What the finance minister said here was quite clear. We had our own plan for big push. And let me tell you this. Every single region in our country is touched by the proposed big push projects. Yeah. Unlike a few years ago, when the finance minister, the Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta stood here and completely ignored Volta region in the critical roads. Completely. You remember that? That happened here. All the 16 regions are touched by the big push. And let me tell you, let me repeat once again. Big push is not a constituency specific or a political gimmick. Yeah, take, for instance, as you have been a former road minister, take from Wenchi to Wa, you travel that road.
How do you feel?
He doesn't know that.
It's completely neglected. Take from Wire to Bolga. The reason we don't find vehicles on Wire to Bolga is because it's a death trap. Yes, I agree with you. You can drive for hours, you don't even see any vehicle. It's because the road is terrible. When the road is good, people will ply it. So President Mahama decide, in about 2 years, we shall reconstruct the road from Bolga to Wa. What is wrong with that? I agree that sections of that road are currently under contract. Just sections. A vast majority of it is not under contract. So a big push is a national program to address the inefficiencies along the major corridors. And guess what? You talked about which region is not captured. So when we want to do a bypass around Kumasi, the eastern quadrant. Currently, when you are from Accra going to Kumasi, or you are even going to the north, you need to drive straight into Kumasi, get stuck in the traffic. We are saying that we are building a bypass. The first portion of the bypass is when you get to Ejisu, you do a detour at the back of Anita Hotel, and then you take that quadrant all the way to hit the Mampo Road. As first thing. What is wrong with that? And then when we say you get to Sunyani, we do, in fact, we started the Sunyani Ring Road. And then when you came, you abandoned it. We are saying we are going to complete it. What is wrong with that? Tamale is one of the fastest growing cities in West Africa. Go to Tamale now, going around is a problem. We say we are completing and expanding the third ring road. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? Now let's come to Accra. I agree that the exit and entry points of what do you call Accra are very bad. The Ofankor Road. As of the time you were leaving office, the contractor has raised certificate of $77 million. You didn't pay him, you left. Now people are doing demonstration. Just this week, we paid that contractor over 300 million Ghana cedis. So that he can continue the work. Why are you not commending us for that? And then we are saying that since we don't have any dedicated fund, we are putting that project as an additional burden on the big push. And you don't like it? And then you go to Kaswa Winneba. Of course, the money has run out. The worst that will happen is that the contractor will leave site. President Mahama does not want any of those projects to be abandoned. He said carry it on as additional big push project. You don't like that? What are we talking about here? And then I heard you talking about motorway to Central University. Honorable former minister, you and I know that when you came to this house to give that contract to BHM, I suggested here BHM was not a construction firm.
Teach him.
Was a management firm. That company it was only last year that company bought a construction firm. That is why they were struggling to do the road. So phase 1 is what they are struggling to do. So the phase 2 is not even an entity-initiated project. The phase 2 is not under contract. And we are carrying it on as a big push project. You should understand this thing. We are quite clear in our minds what we are doing. It is not politics. It is not politics. And I agree with you, you did your best. But the contractors were not listening to you. Because maybe you were afraid of them. I say, if you are a contractor, Ghanaian or foreign, if you breach our laws, we'll deal with you. That is why when I stood here and said that the Indian company that took our $30 million, pretending that we should terminate the contract, I will not. They either build a road worth $30 million or will find ways of taking our money. You can't go for our money. It doesn't matter. We are taking our money. So help me retrieve the 30 million that is supposed to use to do Savelugu to Walewale. Help me. Where's Dr. Kabiru? Help me retrieve the money. Because I need that money to pay contractors who have worked and are not being paid. So help me do that. So I don't know why you are not helping me doing this. And then there's something I need to explain. Big push is not the only road project we are doing. Big push, and I want to say this to all our compatriots across the country. Big push is a special vehicle to address the interconnectivity of our region to our national capital. It is not about Adaklu or Swami or anything. In any case, I've also heard Swami interchange. Yes, the loan for Swami interchange is a turnkey and a commercial agreement. When you declared yourselves bankrupt, the contractor decided that the bank said they will not give us the money. When you say we should complete it, with money from where? But even that, President Mahama says, take it on. So we are taking the completion of the Swami interchange. We are taking on the completion of the Swami interchange as part of Big Push.
We are taking on the completion of the Swami interchange and on big push. What is your problem about that? Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, the other thing that we need to deal with is there's this lack of understanding about some over 160 districts that we have identified as the most deprived of roads. And we are saying that some of those districts are largely agrarian in terms of their economic activity. Yam growing areas, rice growing areas, food we consume. And we are saying that instead of spending 70% of our road budget on Accra and Kumasi building additional interchanges, the real economic value of our country comes from agriculture and mining and tourism. Let's tap into those things. So we have identified those 160 districts, and we are saying that out of equity, we shall devote more resources to upgrade the roads in those districts. That is what we are talking about. It is, can Ofori Atta and the NPP declare the country bankrupt? And then let me conclude with this. Honorable Road Minister. The situation of our roads in Ghana is a very terrible one. And I want the House to join us address this. Everybody, including every colleague, including myself, the road in our backyard is very terrible. There's nothing wrong if the finance minister decides that instead of sharing our oil resources, building astroturfs here and there, mainly in your constituencies, mainly in your districts. Yes, the record is there. Instead of doing that, let's build roads that everybody can use. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Yes, astroturf is good, but you see, today, put astroturf on one side and road on the other side.
Honourable member, conclude. 1 minute.
Let me conclude by saying, Mr. Speaker, we are clear on our minds. President Mahama's reset means that the road network in our country must improve. And we are making a commitment. Yes, in 3 weeks, we shall start the big push projects. And indeed, inshallah, Dambai Bridge will be one of them that will be started. Nothing will stop it. And the last question, Mr. Speaker, if you are a contractor, a consultant, and then you partake in road project from now, and you do a shoddy work, you will be forced to take an insurance, and we shall cash the insurance if you do a bad job. And all those who have taken government money for works they have not done, let me tell you, we are already investigating some of them. We are coming after you. If you are thinking of doing a new project.
Honorable, your time is up. Your time is up.
It shall have good road. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Honourable members, we agree to take 2-2.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity, and all the comments by colleagues are taken in good faith. But Mr. Speaker, I need to make these points. I know my colleagues on the other side are very much familiar with some of the projects they've mentioned. Komfanoche maternity project being stalled is a sad story, but it is stalled because of the debt restructure. It is still under contract. Government is trying to restore the loan for that project to be completed. And indeed, the finance minister mentioned that. So I am not sure why anybody in this house would make any comment, but I can only say that because you were not here, you are peddling rumors because you were not here when the budget was read. So you are actually arguing out of rumors because you were not here. Mr. Speaker, we have already said that the big push is not the only road intervention. Graciously, this House approved the Ghana Road Maintenance Trust Fund just last Friday. A lot of the interventions at the district levels, including how DRIP is deployed, it will be based on those things. And we debated this during the formulation of that law. So everybody should rest assured. And the formula for the distribution and the utilization of that fund would be determined here in this House. So there's no need for anybody to ask for anybody to do anything. We decide how much and what we give to every district. So rest assured. The 6 months, yes, we've been collecting data, analyzing it, designing and costing the big push. We do not want to rush and do what you did with the bypasses on the Kumasi Road, Accra Kumasi Road, because you rushed. That is why a project that you said would cost 1.9 billion, you are demanding to pay additional variation of 1.7 billion. Is that what you expect me to do? That is not what you expect me to do as a road minister. So we are being prudent by taking time to do those things. Commend us for being prudent, not for saying things you want to say. And by the way, Honorable Kabiru, last week, you were arguing vehemently that no road in Northeast was added to the big push. I drew your attention to the fact that Bintri Nakpanduri is in your region. Then today, you came and said that it's not enough. At least you have admitted that we are starting something. At least 44 kilometers will start. In fact, hold on. In fact, if the contractor you paid $30 million had delivered 44 kilometers between Savelugu and Walewale, we will not be here. So help me retrieve the $30 million from the Indian company, and then we can do even more than the 44 kilometers. And then I heard you say, Honorable Kabiru, I heard you say that you have constructed 13,000 kilometers. You were not here. When President Akufo-Addo made that statement, the ministry came back to say that the 13,000 kilometers included pothole patching, roadside weeding, and other things. What are you talking about? So I don't fault you for that, because that was what the explanation of the 13,000 kilometers was. Honorable colleagues, big push has been well thought out. Let me tell you this. I explained Western Corridor. We are starting from Wenchi all the way to Wa. How do you say that there was no principle in selecting this? We want to complete the road asphalted from Wenchi to Wa. It is clear we are clear in our minds. And we are saying that from Wa to Bolga, we want to complete it. What principle are you talking about? We want to start complete the Sunyani Outer Ring Road. Complete. When it get to Kumasi, I said that we are now doing the design of the rest of the Kumasi Outer Ring Road. It's over 100 kilometers. So we are doing the first quadrant. That is from Ejisu all the way to cross the road at Mampong, which will significantly reduce the traffic going into Kumasi, especially if you don't intend to go to Kumasi. So all the big push projects are well thought out. And then the additional project we took on, which is to complete the Ofankor problem you left there. And then the Inza project from motorway, Shama Runabout towards Atimpoku. Everything is thought out. So don't make a mistake. We are not actually shooting in the dark. We know exactly what we are doing. Support us, and we are saying that you and I know. And I spent my Easter at Wa deliberately. I stayed there to see what people go through. Drive from Wa to Bolga, and you wonder why government after government neglected our people on the northern side of the country there. It is not fair. It is just not fair. And President Mahama is determined that in about 2 years, we fix that road. That is what we are talking about. So support us to do that. Mr. Speaker, the respected chairman of the committee has already determined that the ring roads around Tamale, for all you know, in fact, Mr. Speaker, I've already obtained commencement certificate for it. And the finance minister said it here. That commencement certificate has already been got. So it's not an afterthought at all. It's an omission that we admitted to. And it is fair. So it's not an additional road. What he was seeking to do is to draw your attention to that, Mr. Speaker. What I'm happy about is that the report has received a bipartisan support, and I want to thank colleagues for this. I agree that the finance minister might adhere to what we are approving. But the 13 billion is the allocation for big push this year. That is why it's a multi-year commitment. No one is saying that all these projects will cost 13 billion. Mr. Speaker, they are in excess of 70 billion. So the 13 billion is not the cost of the big push project phase 1. So phase 2 will be other ones, which would include the Echiamanfo Bridge, the rest of the Kumasi Outer Ring Road, the Accra Outer Ring Road, and those ones. And the Accra-Kumasi Expressway. We want to build a new alignment to Kumasi. It is necessary, and we are going to do that. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity. I want to thank colleagues for supporting this, and together we shall improve the road network in our country. Thank you very much.
PENDREAM TV now, so far so good. Say open online portal e Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.